The year is 2020, well, it was 2025 when I came up with this idea. And that idea is a Transformers card game called the Energon Gauntlet. The purpose of the game is to get people talking and break the ice, so to speak. It's fairly simple, anyone can pick up and play. I'm creating the instructions/rules as a video, so I can send this to people before the event or during the event, so they can quickly learn how to play without me having to repeat myself several times. So I'm basically helping future me out by doing this. The premise is simple. Everyone will have these dry erase cards and a pen. You may write your name down, and then each turn, you'll write the name of a character relating to a prompt. Everyone keeps this hidden, and then when we reveal, we'll compare to see if anyone matches. If anyone matches, they're eliminated from the round, and the unique answers score a point, and they get a little Energon cube. And we collect Energon cubes to win. To set the game length, you'll decide the amount of Energon cubes. I'd recommend 5 for a shorter game, 10 for a slightly longer one. Anything beyond that, you could just honestly just keep going until you get bored. The main concept though is to try and come up with unique answers that no one else is going to put, and then you score based on that. I'll now go over 2 examples of a game. This first one, you have the prompt of Transformer names beginning with S. Now this is a 6-player game, so let's go over the answers these people have put. In this example, Joe has put SG Starscream, and Ellie has put Starscream Animated. Arguably these are different incarnations of the character name and different characters. However, for this game, these are the same character because they're both Starscream. Otherwise, we'll constantly have people putting different continuities and brackets, and it will make the game less fun. If it's a version of Starscream or Bumblebee or even Smokescreen, they're all the same. However, if you notice, James has put Super Megatron. If you remove the title, it is just an M. Therefore, another player can challenge his answer. In which case, he can mention that Super Megatron is the name of the actual figure, and therefore is the full name, similar to like Black Rorichi, for example. Which, if everyone agrees, that answer is valid. And he gets an extra point for being challenged and correctly answering. If he's unable to give a satisfactory answer, then the person who issued the challenge gets a bonus point, even if they've been eliminated already. And obviously that person would be eliminated for that round. Onto the other cards. There's 2 swindles, they're just eliminated, and Smokescreen is unique in this case. Because there is no other Smokescreen, and it fits with the prompt being transformed with the name S, it is completely valid. Therefore, James and Sky will both each get a point. And James possibly would get a bonus one if his answer was challenged and he successfully defended it. I will say that the sort of validity of a challenge, it shouldn't be based on if people are winning or not. It should just be like, okay, does this work? Because it keeps the fun nature of the game going. You don't want people leaving the table annoyed. And now on to our next example, an aquatic-themed Transformer. Let's have a look over the answers now. So we can see Ellie has put Diver, in brackets Beast Wars, and Keej has put Diver, in brackets Master Force. Now I just want to mention the brackets are pointless as mentioned in the earlier example because if it's the same character name, it connects. However, you'll notice Sky has put Wave Rider down. This is where another player can then challenge and mention that Wave Rider and Diver are technically the same character through Master Force. Therefore, if the connection is agreed, which most likely will be in this case, that means 3 cards are eliminated. Now the remaining ones, we have Hotshot, Minerva, and Sea Spray. You'll notice 2 of these are a bit questionable for aquatic-themed Transformers. Now if someone was to challenge James, he could actually respond mentioning car robots and RID, in which the spy changer Hotshot drives along the water, which will be quite debatable for if Hotshot does actually fit the theme even with that, which is a good reason for this game, which gets that debate going and people talking about a hobby they enjoy. It might be they decide Spy Changer Hotshot does not count, even though he drives on the water, and is eliminated. Next, I've put down Minerva, which that may get challenged as well, in which case I'd bring up the Galaxy Force Chromia Minerva repaint that came with a DVD, which is technically a Minerva that turns into a boat. And again, it'll be up to the table to decide if that definitely counts as a Minerva, which I think it does. And you'll see Joe has just done a boring old Sea Spray, but no one else has put that, and therefore he gets a point. So in that case, depending on the debates had, it would be likely at least Joe would get a point, and then it's debatable for myself and James, as well as additionally maybe if the connection of the diver and wave rider goes through as well. But that's the whole point of the game, is that sort of fun, challenging people if they put an answer you don't quite agree with, having the table debate it, and just trying to come up with obscure answers to these to see if you can get through. And in some cases, you may put Bumblebee as an answer and it actually wins, because no one else goes for the obvious choice. And that is the very simple concept of Energon Gauntlet and how to play it. Hopefully, we'll get to play it at TF Nation 2026, and hopefully I'll meet a bunch of new people playing this if people want to join in and have a go.